MotorWeek is made possible by Rock Auto and Tire Rack.
People who follow cars from Mercedes-Benz know that there's a new SL due. We've been showing you spy photos of the car in development ever since 1985. Well, now it's 1990 and the car is finally in the showrooms. Mercedes-Benz dealers, in an effort to clear out their remaining stock of 560s, are making the old SL out to be some sort of collector's item. But we've just spent 2 weeks with this new SL. And guess what? It's not the 560 that we'd want to squirrel away in our garage. After all, 20 years from now, cars as we know them may not exist. And if that's the case, this is the SL we'll brag about having driven. The 500 SL is the one we'll wish we owned. To call this the pinnacle may sound like sacrilege, but with 322 horsepower, the 500 SL is the most powerful production car Mercedes-Benz has ever sent to the U.S. Even its six-cylinder brother, the 300 SL, has more horsepower than last year's 560. And while limited to a top speed of 155 miles per hour, the 500 SL is capable of exceeding the 161 mile per hour top speed of the vaulted 300 SL Gullwing. We had speculated that Mercedes-Benz would squeeze 12 cylinders in here. If that engine comes at all, it won't arrive until 1992. 8 cylinders and 5 liters will have to do, and they do quite nicely, thank you. Like the V8 in Chevrolet's Corvette ZR1, this engine has 32 valves, 4 for every cylinder. The only thing we could wish for is to see more of the engine's mechanical beauty and less plastic cladding. It's fun to put the engine's power to the ground with great smoking stripes, but using a gentle foot is the fastest way to get to the end of the quarter mile. Our 500 SL needed only 14.4 seconds for that, and it crossed the marker at 100.7 miles per hour. Power builds gently and then comes on evenly above 3,000 revolutions. A sprint from a standstill to 60 miles per hour takes 5.9 seconds. For those of you who don't keep track of numbers, this means a 500 SL with a properly motivated driver can peel the tape stripes off some Mustang GTs and IROC Camaros. And the SL is no slouch in the corners either. Its rear suspension is much like that of the 300E sedan, a fairly complex multi-link unit. Despite a somewhat bulkier feel, the new car maintains its composure in situations that would turn the old 560 sideways. Brakes, as you might expect on any Mercedes-Benz, are nothing short of excellent. There are discs at each wheel, and the system is anti-lock, a Mercedes-Benz staple. On average, our 500 SL needed only 109 feet to come to a halt from 60 miles per hour. But when it comes to engineering features, the one with the most entertainment value is the SL's fully automatic top. Operation requires one finger. It would be a shame to fit the factory hardtop. There's more, a roll bar. It can be put up and down manually at will, and it also deploys automatically in a fraction of a second in the event of an imminent rollover. Here's the SL's most sensible safety device, the seat design. The upper seatbelt mount is located in the seat and moves up and down as you adjust the headrest. That means the seatbelt is always properly positioned. Hard but comfortable, the seats can also be had with inflatable lumbar supports and heaters. Even with all the seat adjustments, some drivers still need an adjustable steering column. For them, Mercedes-Benz has finally conceded. The 500 SL column now tilts as well as telescopes. The climate control system is a step forward too. Even with its cryptic markings, this is the easiest to use system we've ever seen on any Mercedes-Benz. Allergy sufferers will appreciate a filter that screens out dust and pollen. Unfortunately, Mercedes-Benz is not forward-thinking when it comes to sound systems. The Becker Grand Prix stereo has never been the kind you can operate at a quick glance. In addition, if you're expecting to play your compact disc here, forget it. You'll have to wait until next year to get your SL with a CD. If it's any consolation, you do have a choice of SL transmissions. The 500 comes with a 4-speed automatic. The 6-cylinder 300 SL comes with either the car world's first 5-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual. Elsewhere inside, you'll find an abundance of storage space. There's a compartment for glasses at the top of the dash, which, like all storage areas, work with a central locking system to keep items secure when the top is left down. And there's an additional compartment in the center console, and 2 large bins behind the seats. The door's armrest also provides storage. There is no glove box, as you may have guessed. An airbag resides in the dash on the passenger's side, to complement the driver airbag mounted in the steering wheel. Instrumentation is traditional Mercedes-Benz analog and clearly viewed through the wheel. Overall, the interior is a nice and warm place to be. Trunk space is, as you'd expect, limited, but since the area is fairly square, it won't take a packing specialist to put the space to efficient use. Speaking of space, the 500 SL is about 4 inches shorter and 2 inches wider than its predecessor. While the aero look is contemporary, the 500 SL is reminiscent of the original 300 SL gullwing, especially with the way its rear sheet metal stretches to cover its wide track. The paint on our prototype car was up to the quality we expected, but the lower cladding had a few ripples in the plastic, something we're sure that Mercedes will not allow on any $80,000 car driven away from one of its dealers. Yes, that's what it cost. $83,500 to be exact. The 6-cylinder 300 SL is slightly less dear at $72,500. On to smaller numbers, the 500 SL is EPA rated at 14 city, 18 highway, and it's subject to a $1,300 gas guzzler tax. We generated 15 on our test loop. Topping our list of hits, performance. We are awed by the car's acceleration and speed. We also like its newfound handling prowess, integrated seatbelt design, and its automatic top. While it seems a bit frivolous, it's a remarkable piece of engineering work. Our miss list sounds shorter. A car like this should have a compact disc player. In addition, the obtuse controls of the Becker stereo add insult to injury. In our safety check, the 500 SL passes on all counts, having airbags for both occupants and anti-lock brakes. Rear shoulder belts obviously do not apply. The new 500 SL is clearly the safest, fastest, most comfortable SL yet. Mercedes-Benz will try to top it in the years to come by adding things like traction control, automatic damping suspension, and of course the V12. But one wonders if gas prices and the economy will hold out long enough for that. The 500 SL is the greatest yet, and it may end up being the greatest SL of all time.